Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Oh, man, we got a show for you today. Welcome into the JP Peterson Show. Welcome to all you Petermans that are already in the comments section. We love you guys. Man, we got a lot to get to today. We got special announcements. And first and foremost, we got the man in studio today to begin the show. He is Orestes Destrade. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, too, man. A lot of news, a lot of exciting stuff in the Tampa Bay area. And happy to be on with you, fresh and early.
You're up early, baby. You were out late last night with me at the Hillsborough College rave that we were at.
That
was a rager, wasn't it?
That was a rager.
That was a rave. Babby was up there doing his thing, man.
That was
golly.
That's
that dude. I'm telling you what, he polished. He is really good.
Polish is
Ken Babby we're talking about.
The best word to describe, and also a breath of fresh air. Because
good Lord, yes.
We have not had that for 20 years.
He was giving away the store.
Yeah.
He was giving away everything last night.
He was giving away tickets to the opening day.
There were people asking questions and then badgering him for opening day tickets until he relented.
The first guy was so cool. One of the guys that early on asking questions. There was a lot of questions actually.
Yeah.
And he was talking about this, and I'm in town, and I moved over here. Boom! You get a ticket. He played Oprah. He played. Boom! You get a ticket. You're going to be a guest of mine at the game. So then later on, so this other dude goes like,
"Opening night tickets." So all right, so we got lots to get to from last night's event at Hillsborough College. It was really spectacular. A lot of news broken. So we'll get to that, and we have a really exciting announcement coming out of last night's activities. So we'll tell you about that as well. And the third member of our team is playing hurt today.
Playing hurt
today. Timmy Hamon.
Timmy Ham.
I'm here.
And Hamon. He's here.
He's not going to come on camera because he is in excruciating pain.
ACL tear. I think we went back into his wrestling roots, and he tried to. There was a friend of his from Iowa. I think it's from University of Iowa.
Little backyard
wrestling.
Fluorescent lights slamming over the head. Backyard wrestling.
And the dude just went boom, and there went is it the left or the right knee?
It's the right knee. Yeah,
the right knee. Your push off knee.
You just can't come off the top rope like you used to, brother.
And I can't even climb on the top rope anymore.
We're just trying not to tell the people that you did it walking to the mailbox.
I know.
It's fine.
Just trying to avoid that at all.
20-second timeout on the show right away.
Hey, listen. We are not. If anything, we will always tell you the truth, especially when it embarrasses one of our hosts.
Yes, very transparent here.
That's very transparent here.
So yes, of course, we're going to take the shots when we got it.
ACL, baby, you're going to be fine. You're going to be
fine. It's about my fifth time I've torn an ACL, so I'm used to it.
Exactly. Can you tear it if it's already torn?
So I don't think I have any patellar tendon left because that's what they usually replace it with, right? So now what do I do?
No, like the cadaver in your somewhere else, so they get it.
I think all of mine were patellar tendons that they took out. I don't know.
Or a cadaver is actually from somebody else.
What if they put a girl? What if they put a girl one inside of me?
How could you do your own cadaver?
We're gonna kill you first, and then we're gonna we'll bring you back.
Bring you back.
Yeah.
Timmy, you're in for a ride, baby.
What if they put a girl ACL inside of me though? Like
then you'll be a little bit.
You want to start?
You'll be moody once a month, but
oh my gosh, get through it. Oh, here how the show starts. I wake up early to come out here for this. You're going to be good, man. And I appreciate you, braving it because a lot of people
wouldn't miss it
right away would be like, okay, I need a few days, but El Jamon is on point.
I wouldn't miss it, man. It's World Baseball Classic time.
Yeah, we got to get to that. By the way, did you see the freaking performance Junior Caminero put on last night?
Líneas everywhere.
What the F? Do you see the exit velocities?
Yes, bro.
For the single exit velocities were 112, 110, and 118 off the top of my head. And the home run to right field was 107.
Dude, I told you, his backswing, that finish, that's the torque. That's the backspin when he hits a ball. and it just explodes, man. I love his swing. He covers the whole plate. In fact, he probably has as much power to right field as he has to left. This kid went 4 for 4 with a jack. Team Dominica had 19 hits, 12 runs. They were impressive. I mean, obviously they were playing the B team of the Tigers. They weren't playing the A team, but nevertheless. And I just got back from Quisqueya in January, right? So I watched, did a report on winter ball.
That's the DR, by the way.
That's Quisqueya is the stadium for the Dominican Republic of Santo Domingo, famed their Holy Grail stadium. And it was rocking watching that game.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Whoa!
I thought actually I was watching highlights from the Caribbean series when he hit the walk-off home run, not the walk-off, but the winning home run.
The winning home run, right.
And I'm like, oh, no, this is different.
This is now.
This
is last night.
It's just so exciting to think about this kid and what he could become. And as you've detailed very well, because I know there are probably some people out there going, oh, well, we hope what happened to Wander. He doesn't, wander away or do something silly. This is not what this kid is about, man. He is totally wired differently, completely differently.
He's sharp. He's working hard. Not to say that Wander didn't work hard physically in the X's and O's, because he did. But he was also.
He was working.
He was working on and off the field. But he was, but he was a pure talent and had a kind of a cocky, big head arrogance about him. This kid just knows, and he's really. I mean, he's effervescent. Every time the team scored or they did something good, he was the first one out of the
showman
dugout.
Too. He's a showman.
And tying into last night event, because I was thinking about it on my drive back home, and even this morning coming over here, I'm going, this thing that was presented last night, JP,
wow,
kind of ushers in. I'm thinking, okay, so who are the players that are truly going to usher in that
the 29,
the 29 and beyond,
the 29ers,
the 29ers?
Can we call them the 29ers?
That could be if it does come to fruition, and they start
29ers,
digging, by late summer. Or the fourth quarter of this year,
which is the plan.
We learned
last night,
and I want to hear you break that down but you've got guys like Junior Cameronero should be a 29er, Carson Williams, Shane McClanahan, if he's back healthy and stuff. I see him, pitching for 6-7 more years.
Giant step yesterday.
Giant step yesterday. We'll talk about that.
Yep.
Ryan Pepio is one of those 29ers.
Yes.
There's a handful of guys. Aranda's young enough; he's just 28 right now.
Jacob Melton might be that guy. Chandler Simpson might be that guy.
To usher in by the way, kudos to you. I take my hat off, but I'm wearing the thing. The 29ers.
The 29ers.
It's a really good moniker.
That might stick.
I've
thrown a lot out there. None of them's ever stuck, but this one might stick.
Dude.
The 29ers.
I
want to hear Cash use that. Yeah, I want to hear Babby use that.
You don't want to forget about season, 2026 and what they could do. Obviously, 27 has a very a cloud over it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, with the labor situation.
With the labor situation, the CBA 28. They'll figure everything out. So why not win a championship if you can inside of those 3 years? But the 29ers and what was brought forth last night, I thought was special.
I'm just going to put this up there real quick because it just kind of puts a lot into perspective from our great comment section here that we use every day because you're the huge part of the show. JS813 guy says almost exactly 1 year to the day since Matt Silverman, I'll add this, went on WDAE and said the Rays are not for sale.
Ouch. Talk about an ACL tear.
In 1 year, Zalupski is ready to make a stadium deal night and day. Yeah.
Thank you, Homo.
Yeah.
ACL is going to be a theme of the show today. So we're just going to keep on.
Think about that. Think about that. Directly refuting a report from FanStream Sports, JP Peterson, that you are for sale. You're going to be sold.
That was a great comment.
And you were going. That was from JS813 guy.
Not only for sale at the time, but already in negotiations.
Yes. Yeah. Well on its way, as reported right here. And the group that we talked about, the handpicked MLB group that was picked to get this deal done in Tampa, and we're seeing it all come to fruition. Now, look, we are still far from the finish line. But I think what happened last night was a Absolutely. Huge moment, a huge step. There was news that was broken in terms of the economic impact studies, and we're going to talk about that as well. But to me, listening to what Ken Babby had to say last night, we're going to go through all of the points basically that were made. By the way, Timmy, I hate to even say this to you as we produce on the air. I sent you a bunch of stuff from Babby last night, pictures and a couple of videos. If you could load those at some point. I know you were probably dealing with other stuff last night, so I really,
namely pain.
Yeah, so at your leisure there, my friend. But a lot of the news that was broken last night, and just the overall arcing presentation to me, just said, "Hey, we're giving you everything. We want a public-private partnership, and we need investment from the city and the county to have skin in the game, and a significant investment to help get this stadium built in $1.15 billion." But what the Rays are putting out is not $150 million, which is what Stu said he would pay. This is at minimum $1.15 million, at minimum
billion,
$1.5 billion for the stadium, construction of the stadium, at minimum, okay, which is at minimum a 50-50 split, which a lot of these other deals in recent deals have not been 50-50 splits, the public paying a much bigger and larger share. And that's just on the stadium. They're going to fund 100% of the actual development, the $8 to $10 billion. So the other, $6 billion, $6 to $7 billion in development of the HCC College, which the state is also going to pay a large chunk for. And then all of the other surrounding buildings, the music venues, the bars, the restaurants, the hotels, the gathering spaces, the beautiful gathering spaces. There's a video they put out last night that we're going to play here today for you as well. That kind of looks, it looks tremendous. It really does. The whole village. They're going to pay for all the cost overruns. They're going to pay for the maintenance of the ballpark. They're going to pay for the operating expenses of the ballpark, which is insurance and everything. Stu Sternberg never was paying for any of that stuff. And you can look at the St. Pete deal and say, oh, he was going to pay that. He was never going to pay that. That's why the deal never got done. He said that deal was never going to get done. He was never going to pay that, which is why it didn't happen. One of the main reasons. You could say hurricane all you want. It wasn't never going to happen. So these guys have stepped up. I don't know if they've said no to anything. I really don't. I mean, everything that you could possibly, there is zero risk to the county and the city in terms of increased expenses. They're giving them fixed expenses. This is what it's going to cost for the stadium. You're not going to have any operating costs after that. No maintenance costs, none of that stuff, which was all on the city of St. Petersburg previously.
Other ongoing programs
and there was a big emphasis last night because it was at Hillsborough College on what the benefits are for the college. And Dr. Atwater was there, who's the president of the college there, Hillsborough College. He could not be more thrilled with what this partnership is going to be and the opportunities it's going to give for his students. They're going to get a brand new campus, which they desperately need. So many of their buildings are dilapidated, over $70 million in deferred maintenance, and they didn't know where they were going to be able to. There were kids there last night that were like, are we going to get elevators at work? And he's like, yeah, by having the Rays here, their presence building a stadium, which makes everything else possible. And that's what people have to understand.
Correct.
They're bringing an asset worth $2.5 billion, $2 billion, whatever the expansion fee is going to be. They're bringing an asset that is going to bring 81 home games at minimum. Mm-hmm. They're saying 175 at events at the least, right? Major events. Bringing all that, which brings the revenue, which brings the housing, which brings all these other things and the economic impact, which they claim, according to two studies, one done by the county, one done by the Rays, will be $55 billion economic impact over 30 years. And the return to the taxpayers for their $1.15 billion is over $6 billion in taxes returned to the city and county. These are all projections. I get it. But that is
subject to some change. But right now, I mean, what you just outlaid is incredible. And what I keep on saying, JP, is that two things that I came out of this with this. Number one, the breath of fresh air and the polished transparency of Ken Babby and how he presented this situation. Number two, the fact that he's really, truly trying to create a legacy of sports meets education, meets community, meets entertainment. And then a few other ones, for example, I thought was huge because when it comes down to it, where's our tax dollars going? And how is it going to be spent? How do we get it back? Their data shows that it's going to come back in droves, right? And
sixfold. Yeah. So if it's threefold, I'm happy.
Right.
If it's twofold, it's a great deal.
And then
if
the
it's
university, the college tuition doesn't go up. They're not doing I'm going to tell you something. I'm a kid from Miami, right? If Miami-Dade South, which is the main campus of the 3 Dade colleges, could have done a deal with the Dolphins or with
the Marlins
that they say, listen, we're going to take a bunch of your land you have back there, because they do have a lot of land, and we're going to build something. Are you kidding me?
They would jump at
that. If Valencia College in Orlando could do a deal with the Magic and say, DeVos says we're going to build this great entertainment center and you're going to be around it. It's just, and one last thing before you go on, I don't think people realize that it's a $70 million to redo the college. The state was not doing it nilly-willy, just like that.
Because there would be no benefit from it.
There would be no benefit.
There's not going to be, in this deal, there's going to be $2 billion coming back to the state.
Here, we will redo it.
It's called investment.
Exactly.
Smart investment. It's called public-private partnership.
A few of the people that asked questions, and one in particular, didn't get that. I don't think he understood that this is a public-private investment that the state goes, holy cow, yeah,
sure.
We'll help you with the college. You help us with the college. We'll help you with the land. You build out this district. And oh, by the way, they're expecting in the data upwards of 10 million visitors a year.
Yes. And the Battery did 9 million last year.
Right.
So these are hard numbers that you're looking for comps, and I don't think you could do much better than the Battery. It's a southern city, a big southern city that's not geographically that far from Tampa Bay. We share a lot of the same demographics as Atlanta.
Yes.
In terms of size of the market,
right,
and demographics of the market. So I think it's very, very applicable here. And again, as we pointed out earlier in the week, the latest studies at the Battery have shown that this is a huge win-win for Cobb County, the city, the state of Georgia. They've gone net positive as of 2022. So it took 7 years for them to get net positive in terms of the money coming in, covering all the payments. So they have 23 years left of not only net positive, but filling the public coffers. Yeah. So this is going to
might even try to grow more.
Yeah, they want to. They want to buy up more property.
By the way, if I'm not mistaken, last year 28% of the visitors were not just from outside of Cobb County, outside of the state.
78%.
Was that
outside of Cobb County?
Yeah, but
I don't know how many from outside the state.
It was a 28% were from outside the state.
Okay,
people coming in because it's a destination.
Yeah, it's a tourist attraction.
It's really, but you circle back. That's all the great things about it, because I love the unification of sports, entertainment, education, right, jobs, etc. It's a heavy lift.
We're a long way from the finish line.
It's a heavy lift.
It is a very heavy lift. In fact, I ran into one of the limited partners, Fred Ridley, who is the chairman of Augusta National last night. He was there, longtime Tampa resident, and again, chairman of Augusta National. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
It's one of the most.
Enjoyed meeting him for the first time. I know
he's such a great man.
Yours, but really,
he's such a great man, and he is absolutely the epitome of what this local ownership group is. Michael Murphy, who runs Kingmakers here. I could go on and on. Dan Doyle, the Weatherford Group. I mean, all these guys that are from here.
Yeah.
And Ken talks about this, and Bill Cosgrove, one of the other owners, talks about this with me, about this, texted me last night about this, the families that are part of this. And he said families.
Yes.
Not men, families.
Right.
The families local families that are invested in this. And it's part of the winning formula of what they're bringing all together here, because they have so much goodwill within the political infrastructure of Tampa Bay and the state of Florida.
Yeah.
And bringing all of these entities together has always been the secret sauce. And this is the group that's been able to do that. And you can see why. I mean, Ken is just one of the most authentic people that you will ever meet in your life.
Man.
It's so different than what we have been dealing with for 20 years. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
No, we don't need to.
It just is. And that's why you're hearing Dr. Atwater, who's dealt with them, can't say enough good things about this ownership group. Jane Castor. We had Mayor Buckhorn in here, the past and future mayor. Ken Hagan, obviously. Everybody I've talked to with the Lightning that have dealt with everybody. as just have rave reviews with these folks, and that's why things are getting done, and the plan is good and it's solid. So I'm going to just address this real quick, just because I just love laying waste to people like this. Michael Cronin says, how many softball questions are you going to throw Babby this week? Going to pretend like you're a journalist, or just admit you're a cheerleader, like being paid to promote the message?
I was wondering when you were going to see that.
Oh, yeah. This guy is one of these insufferable, just constant complainers. Loves, he's got the St. Pete stew ties, all those things. Listen, dude, I have not been given one freaking penny from the Rays. I don't have to be. I don't have to be paid, because I am a journalist. I did break this story and many more, and we have been on top of this from the very beginning. And the reason we're doing it is for the good of Tampa Bay. The reason I didn't want the St. Pete Stadium, because I knew it was a losing proposition. It was a losing proposition with an ownership group that was never going to see it through, and if they did, was going to be a boondoggle for the people of St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay, and we were just going to be right back in the same situation with low attendance and nobody going there because of the location. St. Pete is a phenomenal place, a downtown place we absolutely love. It is not a good place for a baseball stadium. So we're not being paid, jerk. And we will ask Ken the tough questions when he, by the way, our big announcement, Ken Babby will be joining us Friday morning,
right, from
10 to 11, right here in the studio. The Big O, Ken Hagan, will be here as well. So we're going to put together a nice round table for an hour, and we are going to ask.
And tough questions were asked last night.
That's right.
I mean, especially about the taxes.
And I don't mind asking the questions. You know why? Because they got great answers.
Yeah,
they got great answers,
and some of them are.
And I want you to hear them all.
And some of them are, TBD'd, you know what I mean? Because there's still certain things that need to, be ironed out. And like I said, this is a heavy lift. This is no joke. This is a talk about legacy. This has never been done before.
No,
in the United States, not at this level. Mm-mm. And to marry education with, with a major franchise, but also with a major district development, this is, first time waters, man. And I'm excited about it and hopeful that it gets done, because this will change the stratosphere of Tampa Bay, not just Tampa. I think what people need to understand is that we're trying to build here with Waterside, with the gas plant, district that hopefully is going to, be built up over the years. The exciting downtown of St. Pete, exciting downtown of Tampa, even the beaches of Clearwater. Talk about a full-on destination of Tampa Bay.
Yes.
And the Bucs hopefully getting back on the winning ways. The Bolts. My goodness, this is about our whole area. That's the one thing that I want to say this real quick. That I'm from Miami, and but I've been here for 30 some odd years, off and on, moving around Japan, and all, but always coming back here. One of the things that I love about this area is that it is a true Bay Area. It is about the main three cities and their surrounding areas. So let's just,
7 counties. Seven counties large. That makes up the entire DMA. Our market size, 11th largest, getting bigger, soon to be in the top 10. It's a fabulous place to live, if not the best place to live in the world for me. And this just adds to it. And Ken said something last night that I thought was spot on. He said, the great cities of America all have Major League Baseball. And I thought about that, and he's like, you're absolutely right. It's our national pastime. It's Americana personified. And Tampa Bay is so rich in baseball tradition. And it's part of the fiber of who we are. We grow up playing Little League Baseball, and most of the kids that are around now have grown up with the Rays. We're almost 30 years in, right? Almost 30 years
30
in.
years, yeah.
No, well, we're coming up on 28. So 28. We're almost 30 years in. That's a generation that has grown up with Rays baseball. And, to me, being able to take my son to a World Series game and my daughter was an awesome thing to do. And the many times that I took them to Tropicana Field, they weren't huge baseball fans, but they just loved the camaraderie of going to a baseball game. They're going to make it really affordable, $10 tickets for most every game. Mm-hmm. There's so many answers that they had last night that I just found were absolutely spot on, because this group gets it.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not a fool to sit here and think, oh, this is all this, completely, a wonderful altruistic venture by this
thing.
No, they're making money.
There's money to be made. There's legacy money to be made.
And that's fine.
And that is totally fine.
But when you're doing it in a true public-private partnership where everybody wins, that is possible, Mr. Cronin.
Yeah.
Loser
that does
Cronin.
Happen.
For all of the people that are so sour on this, and most of them are sour because it didn't get done in St. Pete. And that's just silly stuff, frankly, that patriarchal provincial stuff really has no place in this because, listen, you don't think that people that are coming from out of state to come see the Rays and come to this beautiful mixed-use project aren't going to stay at the beaches in St. Pete?
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm coming from Boston or wherever in the spring, with all due respect, I'm not going to stay in downtown Tampa. No. I'm going to stay out at the beach,
catch a couple games.
Absolutely, and I'll drive over for the games. And I mean, and a lot of people will do that. Yeah. A lot of people will do that, and a lot of people will stay in Tampa as well. So, listen, and we're going to get to some of the specifics, but to me, the overarching message I got last night was, number one, the college and the students there are going to be very well taken care of.
Extremely.
Very well taken care of. And there'll be some transition inconvenience. There always is when there's big time progress. There will be portables and there will be some displaced teams, but it will be for a short period of time. But the long-term vision for Hillsborough College and what that can bring, these students being able to work, and Dr. Atwater mentioned this last night, in the culinary program, they're always looking for places to place their students who are learning the art of the culinary and hospitality.
Sure.
Well, now you're going to open up, 30, 50, 60 restaurants, bars, all those type of things, hospitalities, hotels where these kids can intern and then find full-time jobs. Find me another college where there's a situation like that working with a Major League Baseball team.
With a Major League,
where you could go to school, go to class, and then walk over to your job at a state-of-the-art Major League Baseball stadium.
Right.
So anybody who's talking about they're taking their land and just throwing them to the side, this is anything but that.
You need to have heard and hear and continue to hear Dr. Ken Atwater, who I've had the pleasure of being around numerous times.
Great dude,
incredible person, smart mind, been heading this and has been kind of hamstrung, with not being able to get the monies that he needs in order. Now it's almost like he's a breath of fresh air. This man, he's going like, man, this partnership, this collaboration,
what a godsend.
And to still be able to offer it at the same, not, raising. Listen, when the University of Miami puts $100 million into something, your rates go up and your tuition goes up dramatically. So this is just a beautifully collaborative project and needs to get done.
Yeah. All right, so that's kind of an overview, and we're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back on the other side. We're going to get to some of the specifics. We have some audio from Ken from last night that we're going to play as well. Lots more to get to. We're going to talk about the WBC before you get out of here, which is already haven't even started playing the real games yet. USA, we already got fireworks. I watched the USA game yesterday.
Dominican Republic fireworks.
Yeah,
Japan
good stuff.
Loses, by the way,
and Rays stuff too. We got a lot of important stuff to talk about with Sugar Shane on the field. We're brought to you by the great folks at Pitch Roofing. Go ahead and get that free estimate for roof repairs or a roof redo. Just call them. It's a free estimate. They'll come out and tell you how much life you have left on your roof and what it's going to cost, what the whole experience is like, and they'll be able to educate you. So when you get the other estimates from some other companies, you'll know the difference. They're not going to be the lowest, but they're going to be the best. They do the best work. They are bonded. They are insured. Better Business Bureau, all that good stuff. And you can go on Google and look at all their 5-star reviews. Pitchroofing.com. And if you get that free estimate, you will be in the running for 2 tickets to the Mark, which, of course, is the Lightning all-inclusive club where you can drink and eat, all that good stuff, and watch the Lightning hopefully win. Boy, that was bad last night. But Pitch Roofing ain't bad. They're great folks. Pitchroofing.com. Back in 3. Here for Pitch Roofing, one of our new sponsors and the most reliable and honest roofers in the business. They love the Lightning, and Bolts fans be entered to win a pair of premium Mark Club seats with every free roofing estimate from Pitch Roofing. Seats include food and beverages, early access, premium entry, and a backstage tour of Lightning Vision with yours truly. Always get 2 to 3 estimates when replacing your roof, and be sure to include Pitch as one of those roofing companies. With a free estimate from Pitch, they're not trying to hard sell you. They educate you on your roof and the process. Even if you do not choose Pitch Roofing as your roofer, they want to leave you feeling informed, knowing the different materials and manufacturers, and understanding the process and warranties. Very, very important. Pitch is an Owens Corning preferred contract, Better Business Bureau accredited, and MySafe Florida Home approved. That's very important as well. Pitch prides themselves on full transparency and customer first level of service. They also offer financing options, including 0% plans, ensuring a stress-free experience. Call my friends at Pitch Roofing, 727-67-PITCH. That's 727-677-4824, or go to pitchroofing.com.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles! 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our Fanstream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Emily collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's the love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on a very historic week here as we're learning all these things about the new Rays Stadium. One of the limited partners is Mike Murphy of the Murphy Auto Group. One of the great local families here that is working to make this a legacy project and one of the greatest things that ever happened to Tampa Bay. Let's just be honest about that. And he also has this great dealership, Genesis of Tampa here, where they sell some of the best luxury cars that you'll ever find. The GV70, GV80, the SUVs, the G70, G80 coupes, fantastic cars, luxury, technology, and value. Wait till you see and you drive in these cars and then see what the cost is. Well below some of these other luxury models and quite frankly, a much better car. So check it out. Genesis of Tampa. They have Gray Bull Rescue Military Appreciation Month. One of the many things they are doing. Gray Bull Rescue just went down to Puerto Vallarta, pulled a bunch of Americans out of there. Did the same thing in Afghanistan and many other places. So we're supporting Gray Bull Rescue as well. Always doing great things at Genesis of Tampa. So be part of the family. Jump on over there, take a test drive, and tell them JP sent you. All right, Big O. You know a little bit about Gray Bull Rescue.
I know.
You know a lot of those guys,
quite
right?
a bit, man. Brian, the head guy, is just incredible what he's done in just a 5-year period of time.
I saw him on Fox the other day.
Yeah. He took, saving a family back 5 years ago and saying, I'm going to do this one-off, and it's turned it into, I believe it's been over 800 missions, thousands of lives.
They go in helicopters, special ops type way.
They have a whole crew, and they have people that are on the ground setting things up, and then they actually go in and do the exercise. Phenomenal. And Mike Murphy is, backing them as he does so many community type things. Yeah. So I can't say enough about those people.
All right, let's get into some of the Ken Babby stuff from last night. And again, highly, highly recommend going to the next two or one of the next two.
Yeah.
At Jefferson High School next Tuesday, I believe, and then at the Skills Center on Wednesday. So let me play this one.
Maybe even more to come. He mentioned that they might try to have some more, which again, the transparency and the availability, you got to applaud that. If anything, and if you're questioning certain things, at least
they got nothing to hide. They want to answer the questions.
Appreciate that they're out there and they're actually trying to answer the questions.
Yeah, and so with all the negativity out, and it's decreasing rapidly as people listen to what they're saying.
Correct.
It's like how I don't know what your objections could be, but if you have them, we'll take the questions and we'll deal with them.
Yeah.
Right here.
All right, here's Ken.
And that work, of course, is so important and meaningful, not only because of the economic impacts that we've talked about tonight, but because all great American cities have Major League Baseball.
I love that.
And as the world continues to change and politics continue to stray, nothing brings people together like community. Nothing brings people together like sports. And our city deserves this. Our city deserves this opportunity, and we are committed to bringing it to fruition.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
We deserve this. Every great American city has that. I mean, I love that part of it. There's a little bit more here.
We are also pleased to introduce our commitment through a community benefits agreement.
Yeah.
Community benefits agreement.
That's the one that stuck out for me.
Thinking about this a little bit differently than other folks maybe that have brought development projects in the past. Our community benefits agreement and our economic commitment.
Okay, he went on to say basically there is going to be little, if any, risk to the taxpayers in terms of increasing costs. They're going to absorb all that. That's a big deal.
Yes.
That's a huge deal, and it's not normal. It's not what these teams normally do.
Right.
They want to put as much risk on the city and county as possible. And these guys are taking it all.
Not just that, but then also some of the other funding, it gets challenged in other, type of developments or things that are already in place. They need to seat from here, seat from there. That's not, at least he's being, transparent and saying, we're not touching any of the other programs that are out there. And I thought he gave a great... Not
touching the Bucs money, not touching the
Bucs
Lightning money,
not touching other DOT money that needs to be appropriated elsewhere. That's already been appropriated or will be appropriated. The other thing that I thought was special and was important, and you mentioned it for a minute, but I want you to talk more about it, is the level of how much in so many other deals that the cities and the municipalities and the counties and the state actually put into deals. He comes from the Baltimore Oriole area and the DC area, and his father was involved in the building of the Oriole Park at Camden Yards. If you've never been there, it's kind of a go-to.
And the Orioles
place.
paid zero for that.
Zero.
The public paid 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
So he has
and it's still a great deal for him. Transformative for the city of Baltimore.
Dramatically. If you go to Baltimore, it is kind of like one of the mecca of the whole downtown and that whole
that
area.
Was absolute drug-infested,
100%.
horrible harbor.
Yes.
I mean,
they cleaned it all up, and now you go down there and I literally, when I was, covering the Rays, you would walk to the ballpark. It was about a half-mile walk, comfortable, wonderful, and it's beautiful. So that's his experience. Oh, by the way, so if you want, someone who was a kid and watched that develop, and then as an adult became, involved in developing AA and AAA teams.
This is what his life's work
So
is.
he understands for the last 15 years, understands baseball and promoting baseball, but also the business of baseball. Then you marry that with what the potential is in education deal, entertainment deal, the district, and bringing the actual stadium.
This particular slide here is responsibilities, ballpark construction, 50-50 minimum.
Yeah.
I suggest that this minimum is probably going to go up to 60%, but smart to start there. Start 50% minimum and then say, okay, if you guys can't come up with that much, we'll go to 60.
Right.
Love that. Privately funded mixed use development. That's all the Rays are going to cover all that. Now there'll be infrastructure that the state is going to pay for and the locales are going to pay for. That's always part of a deal. And again, not to the investment level, not even close to what these guys are putting in. And the Rays are going to cover construction overruns, ballpark operating expenses, ballpark maintenance, ballpark capital improvements. So when they have to improve the stadium, they're going to cover that. They're not going to go back to the city and ask for more money.
I think those are the things that you were hearing that the Sternberg group was supposed to do, but we never
came to fruition.
Yeah,
so
never even was like fully, talked about, and
none of that was in the first deal with Hillsborough County.
Nope.
And he wanted to put in $150 million.
Yeah, that's it.
10%.
That's it.
10% of the
not
cost.
even 10%.
Yeah,
it was budgeted at $900 million. So a little over 10%. Yeah,
but he was going to make up all that in naming rights. So actually zero. He was going to put
so this is
another slide where he talks about no development risk for the county. Private sector is responsible for all mixed use development. City and county investments focused on the ballpark only. Risk management already built in. Raise ownership covers all operating expenses. Okay, once we just said that one. So we moved that one. What is this one here? All right, this is the new opportunities for students, incorporating a workforce development program between Hillsborough College, the Rays, and the development overall. Direct job pathways, ongoing education programs, entrepreneurship programs, hospitality education. That's a huge win-win for the college and for the Rays. This one talks about the direct economic impact. Okay, these are two separate studies done by nationally renowned firms, one conducted by the county and one conducted by the Rays.
Right.
And I think this is kind of a conglomerate of the, I'm not actually sure about this. I need to ask Ken about that.
Yeah, they mixed
on Friday.
It together as far as
I think so, yeah.
It became.
They were very similar.
This is very
numbers.
important, by the way.
So the economic impact over the 30 years would be $55.5 billion.
Yes.
Biggest impact of any project in Florida. any mixed use public-private partnership by far. We're looking at 11,900 on new or on-site jobs.
Yes.
12,000 jobs. And I'm not sure what this equivalent jobs is here during construction.
I wasn't sure about that one.
I don't know what that is. I won't pretend to know it. But
the 12,000 jobs are created and ongoing. It's not just to build the stadium.
There's 1,500 construction jobs.
1,500 construction jobs for the time of build.
And 11,900
almost 12,000
ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I got one more audio here from Ken.
At the end of the day, this is a community conversation, an open conversation, an opportunity for us to gain feedback. You will see that as we listen and learn and engage, our plans will be amended and conform to the feedback that we receive. We've seen throughout the country that the best practice to have a conversation is to do it openly, transparently, and honestly. Tonight we're going to share a lot of data. You had a chance to see the video. And again, we look forward to engaging as the course of the night goes along. Just 22 weeks ago, amazing to believe, but just 22 weeks ago, along with my partners Patrick Zalewski and Bill Cosgrove and many of our other local and area and regional investors, we had the great honor of taking the stewardship of Tampa Bay's hometown baseball team. A sports team like the Tampa Bay Rays may be owned by a bunch of different individuals, but we're big believers that this is a community team, a stewardship, an opportunity to do what's right, and an opportunity to represent our fans and, more importantly, our community. So many people have been involved in this journey with us. So many folks here locally in Tampa, and you'll see and recognize so many of the logos on the stage. These are our partners. These,
do you see that?
Yes.
You see those logos,
including the Yankees.
Look at the three at the bottom.
All this talk about, oh, the Yankees we got to kick them out. They're not going to want us there. They're the partners, part of the partners.
They're supportive of this thing.
The Bucs,
they see the vision.
That's the Bucs.
The Bucs see the
partners.
vision.
That's the Lightning.
They see the vision.
They're partners. So
right.
We will continue. I thought that was interesting.
You know what I get from him, and I think it's imperative and important that people start listening more to what, and go to the one in Jefferson next week, Jefferson High School, is that they're coming across in generalities, you tell me if I'm wrong, that it's a really true blue, yes, we're out to make money and this is a business, but it's a really, when he talks about, that they took on the Rays, the hometown team type thing, it never really felt like that with the other ownership.
No.
It felt like they wanted to do deals. They wanted to do deals, but it felt like
he said St. Pete is not a major league city. It came right out of his mouth.
It felt like outsiders trying to do deals inside.
Absolutely.
This is insiders trying to do something big.
100%. 100%.
These are our stakeholders. We're working alongside other sports teams, designers, firms, thinking through how we can do this right. This is a big moment, and we want to be responsible in the way that we think about it, and that work involves bringing everybody with us on that journey together. I thought it would be helpful to take a moment and take a step back. We talk so often about the sort of fatigue around the issue about where the Tampa Bay Rays will land.
Stadium fatigue.
In fact, if you go back and watch the very first press conference when previous ownership took control of the Rays, questions were even asked that day, many, many years ago, over 2 decades ago, about the future of the team's home. We've all followed along on the multiple attempts, multiple proposals, multiple ballparks, several renderings, and failed outcomes. Today, as we stand here today looking forward, you can't help but at least look back for a moment on nearly 25 years of fatigue around a community question. And we are so proud of the work that's being done by so many through the community for this transformational moment for our city. That wouldn't be possible, of course, without our many partners and owners that think about Tampa, that think about the importance of Tampa Bay. Ultimately, at the end of the day, to get this right, this is a conversation that's much bigger than the Tampa Bay Rays and much bigger than having a conversation about building the ballpark. When we started our work on the day of the very first press conference, just a short walk from here, really, the day that we took control of the team.
Okay, I didn't want to play the whole thing, but there you get the gist of it.
Much bigger.
Yeah, and so listen, I know I sound like a tremendous cheerleader for this, but I am, because I've always been a champion for what's best for Tampa Bay sports, and I really believe that this is the best. That's why I didn't go gaga over the St. Pete thing. Number one, I knew it wasn't going to happen. And number two, it was a bad deal. It was a bad deal for the Rays. It was making a mistake. We were doing exactly what Miami did. Yeah. And we were dooming ourselves to
not
another
exactly
30 years.
What Miami did, because exactly what Miami did was build a stadium with no real
a terrible location and no real plan, no vision.
That one at least had a quote unquote vision of building around it. The Miami never, look at that. They never even got off the ground, and they built a beautiful stadium. But you're right. St. Pete in totality is not the destination because of the fact that it just doesn't reach as many fans as
you're not going to get 10 million people
you're not
to come there.
Get them. Yeah, you're not going to get
because of the location.
Because of the location,
and that's just demographics. It's nothing bad on St. Petersburg. It is what it is. This is the middle of the market. It's right next to an international airport. It's right next to multiple expressways coming from all directions. It's not surrounded by water. I mean, it's just so much better location. And the deal works because you have a untapped resource, a huge plot of land that is basically throwing off no property taxes whatsoever. It's costing the city big time money.
Buildable now.
And by bringing this asset, you make it valuable.
Yes.
Which makes it a win-win for the community.
And for the county and for the state.
Yeah.
So that's why they're interested. The other big thing too that I do want to mention, and I know you're going to go on, is that this tying in the education scenario brings in the community incredibly, because remember, community colleges and those 4-year colleges they're not universities, they're not true 4-year. They're so integral in a community,
especially now where it's so hard. Education is expensive. And what Hillsborough College does a great job of is train kids in trades.
Exactly.
Culinary, air conditioning, plumbing, a lot of trade school type stuff. And you can get your
lead
to real jobs.
Real jobs. So what does that affect? And having been a guest speaker at several of Black and Brown and college bound, conventions and events, I know how important that is in this community and reaching out to the high schools. And so if you invigorate that and collaborate along with that was a message that he shared for a lot last night, more than I thought was going to be mentioned. I was going to be like, hey, we're with HC Hillsborough College. You're going to try to help them out. He was passionate about that convergence.
All right, you got to go.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to tap into some of your baseball stuff here.
Yeah.
WBC, we talked a lot about it on the O Show. We did a whole show on this yesterday. So go back if you want more WBC coverage. You need a great preview. O went through the whole thing. We don't have time for that today.
Yeah.
But let's kind of concentrate.
USA.
What we saw yesterday. If you want to start with Junior and the DR.
Well, Junior and DR, they crushed it. I mean, they were playing host to Quisqueya Stadium, the famed stadium in Santo Domingo, and they crushed them. They beat the Detroit Tigers. Obviously, there was Tarek Skubal and their Flaherty and their big boys were not going to be throwing there. Obviously, he's going to be with Team USA. But the bottom line is that they had 19 hits, 12 runs. In the same fourth inning, Soto hit a home run, Machado hit a home run, our boy Junior Caminero hit a home run. He had 4 bullets in the game, looked great. So did Fernando Tatis, who had three hits and a home run. This is a powerhouse of an offense. I expect them to get to Miami for the semifinals and finals, and I think it's going to be an incredible heated DR versus Japan in the semis, and USA took care of business yesterday also, and where they won.
Their lineup is phenomenal.
The 2 lineups are just, I kind of like to see USA DR because that is kind of like the last
in the final.
The last 40 years of baseball has predominantly been about American players, black and white, and otherwise, because just be American, and the Dominican Republic players. They've been the most prominent players in the major leagues. So for them to truly clash with the superstars, because that really hasn't happened.
It's going to be USA, Canada, and like hockey.
It would be like USA, Canada, and hockey. That's a great comparison.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, so it's going to be fantastic.
In USA, by the way, I just interject real quick. I watched the game yesterday, and listening to the players, they did a lot of interviews with the players, with Bryce Harper, and Scooball, and so many
obviously
schemes, who went to Air Force Academy, and their level of patriotism and how they talk about representing their country. I dare and these media people to come up there and say, "Are you embarrassed by representing your country with what's going on now?" Yes, please ask that of Bryce Harper. I would love you to,
right?
Because you will be eviscerated. And so I love that part of it. All right, so go on about the other teams.
Yeah, no. The other teams, Japan actually lost.
They lost.
They lost to the Oryx Braves. One of the storied teams right now in the last few years in Japan has been the SoftBank Hawks and the Oryx Braves. And they lost in an exhibition game on an incredible. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It was a bang play at home on a double down the line. There was a runner on first and second. The guy at first would have been the tying run. And he got tagged out in a beautiful tag by the catcher at home in a great relay. So no big deal. It was a good, well-fought game. A little exhibition. And just adds to the fact that Japanese baseball is extremely strong, even their regular season, teams. But they should be looking good. Korea looks great. And I think it's just going to be a fantastic. WBC actually kicks off today in Japan. So if you want to catch it, find it on MLB TV, obviously. And
you broadcasted from
I broadcast 2006 and 2009 in the pool in Japan, the quarterfinals in Puerto Rico, and the finals in San Diego with Gary Thorne and Oral Hershiser and myself, along with Dan Schulman.
Got to be a highlight.
It was an incredible highlight. Well, the highlight of those two coverages was obviously Japan winning in 06 was really cool. But then 09, Sadaharu was the manager and the winning manager in 06. Sadaharu then had to step aside because he fought stomach cancer. But he came back from that and was just one of their consultants, kind of like GM of Team Samurai Japan. I got to interview him in 2009 during the WBC. For me, that is one of the, for me,
so cool.
Hank Aaron, Sadaharu, Joe DiMaggio, Willie Mays. These are the demigods of baseball in my book. And I think that was special. You can look that up. In fact, if you look up Orestes Destrade interviewing Sadaharu, it's pretty cool.
Watch it on YouTube?
You can watch it on YouTube. Yeah. It's a cool
What was it like working with Gary Thorne, Big O? He's one of my all-time favorites.
GT is one of the best play-by-play.
He is
arguably the best. I don't want to go out there and talk some of the greats, but Gary Thorne is so smooth, Timmy, that I had the pleasure of working that game, several games in WBC, but also we also did a Little League World Series together. So I worked with GT.
I love that.
But Gary Thorne is one of the dearest human beings I've ever met.
Pipes too, man, just amazing.
The pipes, the wit. That and how quick he is on the air to add jokes, and oh my God, we had a blast. In fact, you just reminded me, and he lives down south of us here. I'm going to give him a call this afternoon and check in with him.
Tell him I said hi.
I will.
Sugar Shane
threw
yesterday before you get out of here.
23 innings, 23 pitches, 17 strikes, 16 or 17 strikes. Was just throwing the strikes like a machine. This is huge. This is massive. The up and down twice to get it, to get lathered up, but also just to get the jitters out. I think this is massive. They'll probably stretch them out now into the 30s the next outing and build them up. And they wanted him to go 80%, which he stuck to. How do you think that figures into his longevity? I think it figures dramatically well. I think yesterday was more of a mind thing than a physical thing, and the Rays were very smart. Cal Snyder, and that crew, as a great pitching coach, said, listen, let's just ease into this thing. If you get through it like he did, beautifully, unscathed, couple of hits, no runs, no walks,
Great control.
Then all
97
of a sudden,
velocity.
your mind is like, it's not completely on back, but it's
big step.
It's a huge step. So this is a guy that, we're hoping for 140, 150 innings. I think that's possible.
They probably keep him to 4 at the most, 5 in the starts. It looks like he's going to start at the back end of the rotation, which would line up with him actually opening up in the Trop April 6th against the Cubs in the home opener. Holy shizbang.
Yeah, that would be
wow.
That would be massive.
I'm getting chills just thinking about that. Can you imagine him walking out to the mound?
Yeah, first
the rebuilt Trop.
2 years
place
off.
Is packed.
It's going to be emotional with the passing of his father.
The new
last
ownership
year.
group.
So much emotion. Yeah, it's going to be.
All 7,000 people watching them.
Hey. Listen,
the place is going to be packed.
Yes, listen, you and your ACL need to you need to go take a walk. Is what you need to do.
I wish I could.
I wish I could. Dude, keep rocking it. Give us the Bucs news. Give us the Bolts news.
Yeah, we got a whole second half of the show. We're going to do Bucs.
You're the best, bro.
I got tons of comments here to get into. So
before you get into the comment, I do want to say this, and you and I got a chance to meet Ken in person, yesterday before the event, and I was excited to meet him because listen, and this whole ownership group. I'm looking forward to meeting Salupski. Looking forward to meeting Costco. But I was floored, dude. When Ken Babby came up, Hamon, get this. He comes up and he goes, JP, looking forward to doing your show. Been listening to your show for the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know how you got all your information, but you've been right on point. You even knew when I was going to go meet with, Rob Manfred.
Yeah.
I don't know, what magic you had. Then he went and ran and got his wife and brought her over and said, this is JP Peterson, in the house when we're listening to the shows. This is the guy. So, bro, I give you props because
that was awesome. That was an awesome moment.
What it made me feel like, and when I'll leave and tell your audience, is that not only are you a great broadcaster because you're fun, you're witty, it's all the things that is needed, great voice, but man, you are a journalist at heart. That's what you studied. So you know how to try to follow a story, find leads, ask who you need to ask. That's part of journalism. Yeah. I don't know that. You know what I mean?
I'm building a lot of relationships and trust over the years.
And it's been it has beared fruit for you, but it's definitely bearing fruit.
I was incredibly humbled by the moment, to be honest with you, just humbled by it because it's been a lot of work and it's been a lot, but it's never been work. It's a life passion for Tampa Bay sports. This is my home, and I think sports brings people together like nothing 100%. Else. And Ken mentioned that many times last night. And to me, my goals coming in here every day is to promote local sports and to bring people together. And
it builds
and to have fun and build community. I mean, there's so much shit going on in the world, and you can, and my Cronins or whatever your crabby name is, you people, you want to come at me and all this bullshit and make it about, it's not about me. First of all, it's about Tampa Bay baseball. And my thing with Stu was never personal, believe it or not. I just didn't feel like they were doing what was needed to get done and have the community's best interest in mind. I never thought that, and that's bared out, and that's true.
That becomes personal, though.
Some of the things they did to me were very, very personal.
But it becomes personal to our community because you're not fulfilling.
Yeah, and so, but listen, to me, it's all worth it, and I want to see this thing through, not for my ego, not for getting paid. It's about what's best for Tampa Bay. And I honestly could never have dreamed what these guys have come up with. And I'm so excited about it, what it can mean for the community and the jobs and the education. And yes, they're going to make money. And so are you. And we're going to keep our Major League Baseball team, which is important to me.
Right.
I want to be able to take my grandkids to a Major League Baseball game.
Amen.
I want to be able to take my kids and my stepkids and everybody to enjoy baseball because it is it's a great piece of Americana. It brings people together. It's family oriented. It's unlike other sports. Going to football games is so intense. The crowd is different. I think hockey's pretty close to baseball in the culture and family oriented, but still not to sit back, relax. Yeah. You don't have to watch every play, every pitch, everything. You're sitting there. at a spring training game, having beers and talking to friends and
right.
just enjoying people and coming together as a community, because everything wants us to go inside and be alone and be on your screen and cocoon and all that. This what we're doing here is absolutely the antithesis of that.
Right.
And that's what this world needs. We need to come together, because you know what? All these entities are telling us, I hate you and you hate me and you hate him.
Mm-hmm.
You should be hating him and you should be hating him. And when when we come together, we find out, you know what? We don't hate each other.
It's not
man. We love Rays baseball.
Right.
We're here. We're having a good time, and things aren't that bad.
No.
So get off your screens, get to a meeting, talk to some people, go meet Ken Babby. We got two other. Learn about what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're skeptical, go ask a question.
Correct.
Step to the mic and ask a question. Be respectful, but ask your question. Krabby Cronin, How many friends? But you might. Who knows?
He's got a torn ACL in his brain. I think that's what is going on.
There's some synapse problems.
He's got some synapse problems.
Hit show.
All right, partner.
Timmy.
I know you got to go.
All right, man.
You're the best.
You're the best. We'll
All right.
keep going. Looking forward to Friday.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that as well. We will take another break. We'll come back on the other side, get to all of your comments here. I hope to get to all of them, and talk a little Bucs football as well, and Lightning. We got to get to that last night. I'm concerned. I'm concerned about my Lightning right now.
Oh, no. Don't say that.
They'll get it back. But right now, it does not look good. We are brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, right down the street from where the new baseball complex is going to be. We passed it last night. I wanted to jump in there and get some wings, but had to get back to Tally the Wonder Dog. But they are my good friend Danny Boy Kane went there yesterday and did a restaurant review, which I reposted, and he absolutely loved the wings, loved the cheesecake, loved everything. High marks from Danny Boy Kane. So there's your Riveters live read for the day. Go watch his review on my X account. Great stuff. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Sunny days or stormy nights, roofing problems out of sight. In Florida we stand so tall, pitch roofing, we do it all. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night. When the hurricanes roll in, we've got the top that's gonna win. Protect your house from wind and rain. Choose pitch roofing, never in vain. Pitch roofing, roofing done right, for your home, day and night.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Thank you, Big O. I need a producer here. Welcome back. Brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. We just did a new Rays spot for them. And it's interesting as the Rays move back into Tropicana Field, which was horribly underinsured. Don't do that. Don't make the mistake of lowering your insurance on your home.
Oh, the irony.
Like they did in St. Petersburg. The Italiano would have advised against that. They would have said, do not do that. And they paid a dear price for it, unfortunately. So don't do that. 40% of you are underinsured. So make sure that you call the folks at Italiano Insurance, and they will look at your property values and make sure if something does happen that you have enough insurance to replace your home. What good is having an insurance if you can't replace your home, right? So make sure you do that. 813-877-7799. Also get your business insurance and let them shop around your auto and home and everything. 813-877-7799. They have a Boca Grande office as well, which you can reach them on the website. So if you're down in Boca Grande, God bless you. And send me an invite. Love that place. Absolutely beautiful. And you folks need insurance down there. All right. There he is. I don't want to see that grapefruit that's on your, is it right leg?
It's
right
right.
leg or left
Right
leg?
here. It's up on the desk. It is massive. I'm scared. I'm going back to the ER person, whatever, after the show today, and I'm scared what they're going to say or what they're probably going to, if it's dislocated, they're probably just going to, and jam it all back.
Oh. Oof. I had my blood taken this morning.
Yikes. Where'd they take it?
My chicken. I don't know, but I took a lot. My man, shout out to my man Jesus at Quest. We had a nice conversation. Really funny guy. Yeah, nice. And good. Yeah.
Hey, go
get
ahead.
a phlebotomist that nails that vein.
Man, every time.
Get that pop that sucker and doesn't like fishing around. It's a bit like you're a freaking pincushion. That's a good
I
thing.
hate that. When people are bad at that, they shouldn't be doing it.
Agreed.
No. So I know we're going to get into some football talk here shortly, JP.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of changes at the quarterback position to a lot of teams. Not the Bucs, thankfully. I think they're set pretty well.
We need a backup.
But the Cardinals have told Kyler Murray that his services will no longer be needed because they now have a new coach and GM that did not draft him.
Right.
And a lot of rumors are that he may be headed up to Minnesota, don't you know?
Minnesota.
And we get our first domino to fall a little bit because he was spotted at the Minnesota airport renting a car. Couldn't resist.
Oh, my God. I thought you would say he was found in a Somali daycare as the only child. And
I mean, it could have gone that direction.
Watching.
Too.
Yeah.
So, yes, Kyler Murray may be headed to Minnesota.
That's mean. All right. Alejandro Noriega, good morning to you. Said hopefully the Lightning can fix the problem soon since we've lost 3 in a row to potential playoff teams. Hopefully the boys can course correct the situation and get back on track. Let's go Lightning. So last night, a little bit of a late game, watched the whole thing. One thing we've seen from Buffalo and from Minnesota especially is how much faster they look than the Lightning. And with McDonough and Hedman and Lilleberg back and playing defensively, they've given up 16 goals in 4 games, 3 or 4 games. They gave up 3 goals or less in only 3 times. Their previous 38 games, they only gave up more than 3 goals 3 times. Mm-hmm. And now they've done it 3 games in a row, 5+ goals.
Well, how much of this do you attribute to the layoff?
A lot.
I mean, it's got to be taken into consideration, right?
Oh, 100%.
And we were kind of afraid of
the
that.
other teams. The other teams laid off too. They didn't have as many players,
right?
But the other teams took a break too, and they've come back faster and better. But the Lightning had 9 players that were 8 or 9 players plus the coaching staff, and it's been very disjointed since we've returned. So that is a huge part of it. But I don't think you can totally ignore that. This is a different lineup. And the guys that are coming back are not playing as well. And they look slow. They've given up so many odd man rushes. This looks like the team that started the season. Won 4 and they won 1 game out of their first 7. It's exactly what it looks like. Taking bad penalties, terrible puck management, bad defense, odd man rushes. And Vasi's glove last night, I don't know what the hell was going on with that glove. He needs to throw that glove away. Those 2 shots, high glove. The first shot, the first one, first of all, you got 5 guys backing off as who was it that came in? Faber. And then he just, rockets one high glove side that, frankly, Vasi's got to catch. He's got to catch that with the glove. Both the first 2 goals were high glove side that he could have had. It would have been good saves, and then the third one, he goes to trap it with his glove and whiffs on it and totally misplays it. And that's after Kuch had scored a gorgeous goal, by the way, with point to Kuch. It was Gensel to point to Kuch. Gorgeous goal. And that made it 2-1. So you got some momentum. And then a minute and a half later, and you're like, the fudgesicle's going on here. And then, and then they just didn't really put, it was just another ugly loss last, 5-1 was the final on an empty netter. Not good. Not good. They gave up 2 5-on-3s, 3 high stick penalties, too many men on the ice. I mean, it's just really sloppy hockey right now. I think they'll get it back. Sure, they will. I mean, they still have the same players, and they may have to make some adjustments in terms of who's playing.
Well, even without the layoff, that 19-1-1 streak was not sustainable. We know through the end of the season. So it was gonna. Yeah. I won't even say it was gonna even out because I think that's the wrong term. But at some point, that was not going to continue. So,
but it's the way they're playing.
Right, I got you.
If they were, playing the way they were playing and having bad puck luck and losing, I wouldn't be as concerned. But they look slow. As these guys have come back, they're not playing the way they were. And some of them are different guys. So, Pointer looks great. Pointer looks great coming off his, and he stayed here instead of going to the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it looks like it paid off.
Hedman certainly looks like he's lost a step, though.
Oof.
It's bad.
and he's probably dealing with a groin injury right now because he looks really slow out there, super slow. So I'm worried, but I'm not worried. Does that make any sense whatsoever? No.
You're concerned.
Yes.
Worried's probably not the right word.
Speaking of football, Buck Skull Gang in-house says, let's get Trey Henderson headlines to the Bucs. Henderson did not get tagged yesterday. He is a free agent. We want Henderson to the Bucs. JSR says we do.
Yeah, I'm not so sure you do.
Rick says JP's late again. Sounds like Karen took his coffee and his breakfast again. No, I got to Wawa for the sizzly and the hash brown special this morning. Hash brown was cold though. Hash brown's being cold does not work. No, it does not work. I ate it anyway. I was hungry. Rick says, did Big O spend the night? He could have. Maybe he did sleep here. I don't know. I had to get home to the dog. What do we got here from Alejandro? Says, hola, Orestes. Morning, hermano. And again, we are your takeaways from the meeting yesterday. Okay, we got all that. Hope you enjoyed that. Tally did not get the full walk this morning because I had to get the quest and give blood. So she will get extra walks in the afternoon. I know everybody's concerned about that. And maybe I'll run into Karen again.
Maybe so.
I hope so. We have a dog park for that. Jeff Stutler says, GM JP and Orestes. First time I met Orestes, I called him Eduardo, referring to Eduardo Perez, and realized my mistake.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, they're both very big Cuban baseball players.
Eduardo Perez, sir, was not the subject of Randy Johnson's very first major league strikeout.
That's right.
Only Orestes.
So what are my thoughts on Trey Hendrickson? It's the deal. It's the deal. What are we going to pay him? How long? He's older. He's not as productive as Max Crosby. He's older, probably will cost more in terms of salary, but obviously you're not giving up any compensation to get him. So that's a big deal. You don't have to give up 2 1s and a player to get him. So that's a big deal. I mean, he's an improvement. I would rather have Trey Hendrickson than not. I mean, if Mike's going to leave and if we can use that $22 million towards Hendrickson, yeah. I mean, is this a better team with Trey Hendrickson and, trading Trey Hendrickson for Mike Evans, so to speak, on the free agent market? Begrudgingly, yes, because we're deeper at wide receiver and we got nothing on the edge except Yaya, who's, okay. So I'm okay with it. I don't want to overpay, like drastically overpay, but you're going to, because that's kind of like, what free agency is. So my thoughts on Trey Hendrickson to the Bucs is, we know Trey Hendrickson had a career before Cincinnati, and it wasn't the greatest in New Orleans. But he was playing out of position. He moved to Cincinnati. Yeah. They utilized his skill set, and the dude was a beast. Yeah. My problem with him coming to Tampa Bay, are you going to change your defense to suit him? Because if you're moving Trey Hendrickson into this defense and you're going to use him like you use the other edges, you're going to get New Orleans Trey Hendrickson. You're not going to get Cincinnati Trey Hendrickson. And he won't come here. He won't sign here. No, he can't cover. He's not a cover edge. Yeah, he's not going to do that. And that's the problem with this Bulls defense. One of the reasons maybe we haven't had a great edge rushers is because of the scheme. Yeah. People have figured it out, and they know how to take edge rushers out by dictating, the rules of Bulls' defense will dictate who rushes and who goes into the flat a lot of the times. And if you can dictate that Yaya and Trey Hendrickson or Max Crosby, whoever you get, is going to have to fall into coverage, well, you're going to do that. And that's why they don't want to play here in this defense. So maybe it's all pointless. And even Max Crosby. And unless you're going to use him the right way, I think it's a waste. I agree. There's also talk of Jonathan Grenard. A Joe Bucks fan mentioned him. Said, why does Joe think Grenard may come to the Bucs? Well, he won't be as expensive as Hendrickson. Maybe not as expensive as Mack. I'm out on Khalil Mack. But it seems he is more versatile than most edge rushers, which is what Bowles likes. So
I really liked him in before he got to Minnesota, in Houston. I really liked him in Houston.
Double-digit sacks in 23 and 24. Last year, he fell off the map while he both shoulder and knee injuries. So, again, here we go with damaged goods, might be good, might bounce back. Now, you're not going to pay as much for that, but there's a reason you pay more because it's worth it.
He's still just 2 years removed from his first Pro Bowl. So, I mean, you still got that. And he still played 12 games. It's not like he
feels a lot like Hassan Reddick.
Ooh.
It does.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I might be out on that as well. Lonnie says, since Stu loved backhanded Bruce songs for the Rays, can this year's song be the Jeffersons theme song? The Rays are moving on up. I like that. Yeah. That was the biggest. That was another slap in the face. This year's song is going to be Thunder Road from Bruce Springsteen. And
Did
the last
they even
line
know
of
what
that
that
song
means?
Yeah. What's that? You don't even know, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the last line in the song, pulling out of here to win. It's a town for losers, and I'm pulling out of here to win. That's the last line of Thunder Road that Stu Sternberg picked for his last season.
Wow.
Did you think I wasn't going to know that, Stu? You know me. Know I know my Springsteen.
Somebody should have got fired for that.
No, it was on purpose. 100%. Because he figured the rubes in Tampa won't figure it out. Always look down his nose. Airweed says, there's Michael showing up and bitching and moaning. Michael Crony started last night but won't show up to the Rays talks. Just another salty St. Pete fan. Yeah, we don't need to spend any. The reason we spent time on it is because we expose a lot of these negative people for just being nothing but provincialist hacks that just want to start shit. They don't have anything. They don't have anything positive or interesting debate. Don't have reasonable questions that they want to ask and have a reasonable debate. They just want to insult, be nasty, and we don't do that here. We'll debate any comments as long as you stay respectful and have a mature debate. We're in. You devolve it, we'll devolve it with you, and then we'll kick you out. But we'll take our shots on the way out. JS813 says baseball, apple pie, and the bald eagle, all American right there. Can't freaking love it. Lottie says, took my little sister to the Trop on a Friday night with $10 tickets, had some ice cream and every snack. The Rays wore the Devil Rays, and it was a great atmosphere. She now has a Devil Rays jersey.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what baseball does, man. Play Bulls Wolf says win-win is the optimum deal making. That's what I see here. I see a win-win.
And very rare does that happen in deals.
Yeah, because everybody's so selfish and always looking out for their own regard. And I just don't get that from this group. I just don't. Lottie says, let's not forget when Stu wouldn't let fans exchange their Wander Franco jerseys at the team store if they got them from there.
Oh, my gosh.
There's 1,000 stories like that. And it's so yesterday's news, thank God. Airweed said, I really felt like the HCC students and faculty were not excited about the Rays and state building them a new college. I mean, the students should be excited about the elevators that will work. Yeah, that's part of it. People that show up at these forums, a lot of them are motivated by feeling wronged. And if I was a student and I wasn't educated about the process, I'd probably feel the same way. But I think if you're a student and you asked a question last night and you heard the answers and you see the plan, my guess is you walked away from that going, damn, I wish I was coming to school here in 2029. Because I do think for the present students, there's going to be some transition. Absolutely. There's going to be some inconvenience. It's part of it. But I think you also have to acknowledge that it's for the greater good. And maybe at some point when everything gets built, you can come back to school and enjoy the fruits of that labor. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be difficult for the students that are probably there right now. There'll be some transition, but all your opportunities will be preserved. And Dr. Atwater was adamant about that. We're not going to take away any programs. Tuition and fees are not going to go up. which is very important. So you're going to get a brand new campus with a lot more opportunity, and the elevators are going to work. Thank God. Nathan Stout says, everyone in the Bay Area should be on board for the News Rays complex. The land is losing money right now. Stadium turns a community loss into $55 billion and being invested into the local community. Yeah, and I think that's a really key piece here. Hillsborough College loses money for the county and the city. And everything that's on that plot of land, there's a juvenile detention center. There's nothing that is that we're getting property tax benefit off of. Nothing. In fact, it costs the city and the county dramatically a lot of money to run those facilities. Now they're going to flip that and have new college, new opportunities, new classrooms, all that stuff. And you're going to have a baseball team, a area that you can gather, a stadium that's going to be more than just a stadium. It's going to be used for a lot of other civic goods. Ken even talked about it being used for emergency situations and hurricanes as a hurricane shelter, and first responders, place where either hurricane shelters where first responders can gather in order to go out and work in the community. So there's such a community benefits plan to this that I absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
Aviation says Adam Schefter made an interesting comment regarding Hendrickson. Will tell us what it is. Trey wants a no income tax state. If Trey had a pick, I think he ends up in Tampa, says Adam Schefter. Oh, well, let's hope they use him correctly if he does end up here. Alejandro says Kiermaier, Longoria, Zobrist, Upton, Crawford, Shields, Garza, Price, Rosarena, Bilao, Jay Cabanero, Wandy Diaz need statues around the stadium to honor them since they have had impact. Oh, that's a good, that would be a nice little, I bet there'll be a mural at the very least to honor the history of the Rays. Maybe a statue. I like all that. I like that.
Did you see what, because we talk about all the time with free agents in the NFL and stuff, will they pick states with no income tax, because it adds more value. Did you see what the state of Mississippi passed yesterday or 2 days ago?
I did.
NIL money, JP, is not taxable.
Yeah, well, it's not taxable in Florida.
NIL money isn't?
No. You don't have state income tax.
Because it's considered income.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Florida. And Mississippi wants to be on that pathway. Smart.
I mean, we don't have state income tax in Texas.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me that would apply to NIL money.
Yeah. It's income.
Huh.
Now, it'll be federally taxed.
Well,
it won't be state taxed.
Right. Nobody
Rick says, anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Not one mention of the rollerblading community. That's a shot. To
and where's the
rollerblade?
I have yet to see in any of these renderings where all the low-income housing is going to fit into all of this.
All right, I'm not sure where Ray Kennedy is going with this, but I want to read it. It says, thank God this development will mask, in quotation marks, the slums at Channelside, the blight at Armature Works, and the deteriorating conditions at the tired Water Street and Riverwalk. It's a shame that St. Pete isn't the kind of special city that deserves a stadium like that.
He sounds butthurt.
I think it's butthurt, right? I think he's saying you guys have all these great things in Tampa. You don't need the stadium or a new mixed-use project. Is that where we're going? Because Ray's not normally a.
Sounds like he's saying there's slums that need fixing in St. Pete too. Why not there?
Let me just, because St. Pete is. I have to do this again. There's 600,000 people within a 30-minute ride of downtown St. Petersburg. There's 2.4 million people within a 30-minute travel distance of downtown Tampa. It's a numbers game. Take it personally, St. Pete. It has nothing to do with how great you are or how wonderful you are or how great the people are. You had 25 years. You didn't show up for the games.
Y'all just put on a really good IndyCar race too. Did you go to that?
Yeah, fantastic for that. 25, 28 years, you haven't shown up. The people that live around the stadium don't go to the games. You can't build another stadium there. You can't build a $10 billion mixed use where you need it in the optimum location to get most people there because it's big and it needs to be full a lot of the time. You can't put that on the edge of the market. Ray, if you're a St. Pete guy, thank the freaking Lord that they never went through with that stupid baseball stadium there. It would have been a boondoggle and a horrible deal for St. Pete. Now you can take that money that you're going to make off that instead of spending $2.4 billion on the Trop site, you're going to make $2.4 billion. And you can spend all that to fix all the stuff that's wrong in St. Pete. Think of it that way, Ray.
Lonnie says St. Pete floods when you flush your toilet.
True. So those are parts of South Tampa. By the way, I was driving down MLBer yesterday, and a fire hydrant broke. Oh my Lord!
I saw that on social media.
Did you see? I was like,
poor guy.
I was like, oh my God, look at this. Look like freaking Old Faithful.
That guy deserves a raise that was dealing with that.
I know. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do. He was losing man versus fire hydrant. No contest. You were losing badly. I appreciate the effort. Lonnie says a lot of times in sports and business, new ownership can fail at introducing themselves or even care to endear themselves to the staff and the community. These guys are different and exactly what you want. Yeah, boy, ain't that truth. Absolutely, 100%. And Rick says, dude, he just said he took the stewardship away with the stew. Nicely done. I got that. All right, let's take our final break here. We'll come back, get to the rest of the comments. What else we got to get to here? The comments and a little bit more football talk. So we'll do that. We're brought to you by the great folks at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC, working with American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are your dynamic duo to make sure that you will be cool in the summer and warm in these very chilly winters that we're having now these days. American Standard Heating and Cooling, the best equipment, the most efficient, the most reliable, and the greatest folks to put it in. That's Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC. So go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com and get the maintenance special. $169 gets you 2 visits a year where they come and drain your drain line, make sure everything is working correctly, all your fluids are good, everything's good. And that will avoid the emergency call that will cost you much more than that. So get the maintenance special and tell them JP sent you. And if you're looking for a job in that area, put your resume in. They are hiring. Back in 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com.
They gave us the touchdowns, the tackles, the unforgettable moments. Now the NFL legends are teeing it up for a cause that matters, caring for kids. Join the Tampa Bay NFL Alumni Association annual golf tournament on Monday, March 16th at Carrollwood Country Club. Spend the day golfing alongside former NFL stars who played the game at the highest level. The day includes complimentary breakfast, luncheon, and award ceremony. The winning team will get an expense-paid trip to Tucson, Arizona to compete in the Super Bowl of golf tournaments. Register today at givebutter.com/QLHP3I. That's givebutter.com/QLHP3I. Or call James Ridley at 813-773-5723. 813-773-5723. Sponsor limited. Register today. Monday, March 16th at Carrollwood Country Club. Play golf, meet legends, impact local kids. Sponsorship still available.
Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Timm May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Hey, kick off the new year by impressing her with a real diamond, a natural diamond, from Golden Diamond Source. Don't start with a fake diamond, guys. That's a really, really bad idea. And if you're ready to pop the question, find the perfect engagement ring at the Golden Diamond Source, just like I did, just like Nick did. It is the best selection, the best staff, the best everything. And discover the new Licht collection by Emily Johnson Weintraub, a sleek and modern jewelry line that makes everyday gifts absolutely extraordinary. And by the way, gold prices have never been higher, so turn that old unused gold into cash or a stunning new piece. Just take it on down to the Golden Diamond Source and trade it in. Lots to get done at the Golden Diamond Source this new year. Start with an engagement ring from the greatest, the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at the Golden Diamond Source.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Hey folks, Rays baseball and the summer heat will be here before you know it. So don't let your AC unit strike out and cost you hundreds or thousands for an emergency repair. Get a 1-year maintenance plan from Third Generation Plumbing and AC for just $169. Though will come out twice a year and service your unit. Clean the drain line, make sure it's running to peak efficiency. If you need an emergency repair, it's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands more. It's a no-brainer, guys. Just call the great friendly folks at Third Generation. They work with American Standard Heating and Cooling to ensure you have the most efficient and durable units. Their split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. So choose my guys, John Rodriguez and PJ at Third Generation, along with American Standard Heating and Cooling. Don't wait for the emergency that'll cost you thousands. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard. 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the Gold and Diamond Source. Great folks over there. They got a new expanded men's section over there, including pre-owned Rolex watches. So if you want to go check out their selection there for investment or just wearing on your wrist, make everybody know that you're a baller like me. My G-Shock watch.
Look at that.
How about that, baby? Maybe like 10 years old. Still didn't work. But I like it. Go to the Golden Diamond Source. They've got the best stuff. I didn't get that there. I can tell you that. They've got really good stuff there that you will love, and they've got the engagement rings that you will absolutely love. Get a real diamond, don't get a fake diamond to start your voyage through this wonderful world as a married couple. That would be a very bad idea. And they will teach you all about the 4 C's, and you will get what you pay for, which is something that you probably won't get online. If you buy a diamond online, ooh, this one's cheap. Yeah, there's a reason for that. It's not real. So yeah, get a real diamond and go someplace where you can trust them. 40 years plus. Julie and Steve Weintraub have been in business. Great community benefactors, like all our local sponsors, doing great things in the community. So keep it in the fam. Buy your stuff over at the Gold and Diamond Source. All right. Back to the great comments. And I love this one from Lonnie Wilkins. He said, I owe my career to my local junior college, did my undergraduate there and saved thousands of dollars and was able to still work before transferring. We need more schools like a good community college. And that's everybody complaining about their debt and their student debt, which is real. I get that. But be smarter on the front end. Don't go to some private school that's going to cost you $50,000 a year to get some liberal arts degree. It's a loser. You're not going to get a job with that. But they do at Hillsborough College and many of these community colleges to get you real skills. And this deal with the Rays is going to improve that tenfold. More classrooms, better connections, internships, and opportunities to get jobs right out the bat. So it's a great resource, and especially here, and it's going to be way better for the kids in our community. And for the, as O put it so perfectly, the black and brown and the low-income folks that can't afford to go to these 4-year colleges but need that opportunity. It's going to be there for you. What else we got here? Good morning to you, Nathan Elliott. This is from Nathan Stout, who seems to know something about this. Says the city and county issues 30-year muni bonds at 5%. They will pay interest only for 3 to 5 years until tax revenues come in from the complex. If the rate drops, the bonds get refinanced at a lower rate, saving millions. Oh, interesting. And this is a big part of it that, we're going to talk with Ken Babby and Ken Hagan on Friday, is the public side of it, where the money comes from. It's one thing to say, yeah, it's worth the investment, but where's the money going to come from? And there are many of these funding sources are pay as you go. Again, we've talked about this, where it's special taxing districts that right now we're getting zero property tax money from that property. And when you build 8 million square feet, those offices, those apartments, those condos, those residences throw off property taxes, and a lot of them. And that comes back to pay for your part of it. And in the economic studies that we saw from last night, $6 billion in tax revenue comes back to the state, the county, the city, into the schools, and et cetera, for $1.15 billion investment at first, which with interest could be 1.5, could be 1.7. But again, if it's $6 billion coming back, if it's $3 billion, if it's $2 billion coming back, you get your money back, plus you get that. You get to keep your baseball team and all the other accoutrement that we've been talking about, that the community benefits package. Lee Encina, Encinosa is so down on the Bolts. Says, Bolts going out in the first round again. Shut down Cooch. You shut down the Lightning. They're also too small up front. We shall see. We shall see. But there's something to that. Cooch has got to be able to step up. And if he's not getting cheap shotted by the Panthers and is allowed to play his game, like, the rules say, then maybe he'll be more effective. Nathan Elliott says the Bucs have a budget. They have a lot of changes to make, get the salary cap right, and get a defensive tackle and a defensive end in the draft. Need a veteran linebacker to captain the defense. Yeah, I said we're going to talk a little bit about the free agent linebackers. Here's the top ones. Devin Lloyd from Jacksonville. Lloyd carried a career year in his final season off his rookie contract, earning an 88.4 PFF grade. That ranked third among linebackers, a complete linebacker ranked inside the top 10 at the position in run defense, coverage, and pass rush grades. He's the gold standard.
He's also going to cost you $16 to $20 million a year.
Fine. He's, I believe, 25.
25.
Yeah. He's your future middle linebacker and top 3 in the league. I will gladly pay that. What did we pay Levante? $10 million last year?
Yeah.
So a bit more than that for a guy that's can play another 8 to 10 years. and anchor the inside of your defense the way we needed to, he's my number one target.
With or without Mike coming back, like you're okay spending $20 million on him, even if you've got Mike back?
Yeah, I mean, we got $50 million to spend, and that doesn't. I don't think that counts that 21 or 22 that Mike was making. Not sure about that, to be honest. I have to double check that. But yeah, I think you got to find that guy in the middle. Devin Bush from Cleveland is another one. He's number 2 on the list. Yeah. And here's a guy that was a 60 PFF grade from 2019 to 2023. But over his 2 seasons with the Browns, when he changed teams and played in a system that he likes and gets, finished the 2025 season with an 87.6 PFF grade, 4th among all linebackers, 3 interceptions. So playing in a scheme that you know, like, and are not thinking all the time makes a difference. Nakobe Dean from the Eagles, PFF grade 72.9. Dean's 25 season was uneven due to a large part to injuries, but his strong 24 performance should bode well for his free agency outlook. A capable blitzer, he's generated 26 total pressures over the past 2 seasons. I like inside linebackers that know how to blitz. It's an art.
I think he's going to be a Cowboy.
Yeah, they're targeting him. Are they not?
Well, yeah, keep in mind, we just hired Christian Parker here in Dallas as the defensive coordinator who comes from there. The only drawback to Nakobe Dean is the injury history, and I think that's really the only thing. Otherwise, he would command Devin Lloyd money if he didn't have the injury history. Because remember, he was hurt even at Georgia before he even came into the NFL. So that's the only drawback, but he's going to be an economical player, whoever gets him, at probably right around 10.
Take him.
Yeah.
I'll take him. Bobby Wagner, 36 years old. But he was the only linebacker to earn a 90-plus PFF grade in run defense, pass rushing, and tackling.
The ageless wonder.
I mean, but that worries me. I mean, we saw it ends quickly in the NFL, man. I think Levante's performance this year compared to the year before was dramatically down. And again, he was getting his knee drained every freaking game, but that's what happens when you get older, and that stuff doesn't get better. Demario Davis from the Saints, another ageless wonder at 37, recorded the highest PFF run defense grade of his career, 88.9, racking up 39 run stops on an 8.2% stop rate. That's pretty good stuff. Alex Anzalone from Detroit, love him.
Like that guy.
Little beat up, though, at 31. He can still provide starting caliber play while bringing leadership and playmaking ability to a new linebacking group. That's what we need. We need leadership, that type of leadership, that type of fire, that type of physicality. Need that big time.
Well, and the age on these guys shouldn't matter to you if you think you can win in the next 2 years.
Right.
Like win it all in the next 2 years. Then you shouldn't be paying any attention to the age. If you think you're 3 or 4 years away still, then you don't even think about those guys.
See, I'm going into this with the Bucs thinking that this team can compete. And regardless of Todd Bowles, hopefully he finds some magic pill that the Glazers think that he has, that he's going to suddenly change into a great strategical mind in terms of going head to head with the elite coaches in this league, which he has not fared well against. And he'll be better. I hope they're right. I don't think they are, but I hope they're right. But the bottom line is you got to get the best talent that you can. And I think while you have Baker under a somewhat reasonable contract, and you're going to have to pay him $40 to $50 million moving forward, I still think you do sign him to another contract. I think this is an opportunity. I think this team is 3 defensive players away from being a contender.
Yeah.
And those are 3, and I'm talking about Devin Lloyd, Max Crosby, and I will add a starting corner to that as well. So I think they're, and maybe even a defensive tackle in the draft. I'm talking about free agents, and then you add a big run stuffer in the draft. Maybe another edge rusher, maybe another linebacker, young linebacker. I mean, you should be able to add 3 in free agency and another 4, and you're getting David Walker. Is that right? I'm trying to think the 4th round pick from last year. Getting him back as well, and J.J. Roberts, another one that you liked in training camp. So that can remake your defense. right there. And then all those new minds that we brought in on the defensive side, coaching staff will. Yeah, we didn't do that, did we? Michael LaRue says NFL teams are starting to build their roster like NHL teams, a handful of high-priced stars at the top and the rest filled out with minimum rookie and veterans deals. I don't think that's the way the Patriots did it. They just went out and got a lot of experienced free agents and hit on almost every one of them. And their quarterback grew up quickly under a good offensive coordinator. So, yeah. Joel Robinson, welcome in, says it is time to trade some of these guys on the Lightning coming back from injury. We played better without them. We might be able to convince teams to trade for the player they were in the yesteryear. I think there's something coming from JBB before the trade deadline this week. I think it's the 6th? Is it 2 days away?
I believe so, yeah.
I'd stay tuned for something today or tomorrow. Michael LaRue says one difference between Hendrickson and Reddick is that Reddick held out for 8 games, similar to what Le'Veon Bell did. History shows that holding out rarely works out in the long run. That is true.
Yep.
It rarely works out. And players should be students of history. Alejandro says, will Ken be on the regular show or will he be on the baseball show with the rest of us? He will be on the regular show. 10 o'clock on Friday. Ken Babby, Ken Hagan, Orestes Destrade, and myself. So I got to figure out how to do 4 microphones. Timmy.
Oh, without me being there, huh?
Yeah. We got 4 inputs.
Yeah. Do you have 4 microphones?
I can get one. Get another one.
All right.
Amazon. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. So we'll have and I got to get my camera configuration working as well. So I will be in touch. Nathan Elliott said, need a free linebacker, somebody who is a veteran and understands the league. Devin Lloyd. Somebody who can teach and tell others what to do. Devin Lloyd. Go Bucs. I like those guys are good options. Yeah. It's a key. And I think you do that to your defense. And with or without Mike, I think this offense under Zach Robinson has enough weapons with this offensive line. We should have a top 5 running game. And I think Baker can do 4,000 yards, 28 to 35 touchdown passes, and this could be a 28 to 30 point per game offense. And you're right there. You're right there. I don't think you can fix this defense all through the draft. You can't do it.
No.
Players are not going to be good enough, and you'll waste some of the best years of Baker Mayfield.
There's too many holes.
Yeah, I agree. All right, my friend, good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Thanks to Big O for coming in, and I thought that first hour was really good baseball-wise. Timmy, thanks for gutting it out today, buddy. I appreciate your effort, as always. You're a gamer, baby. You're a gamer. We do. And we did get to all the comments, almost every single one, except for you losers who want to say nasty stuff, which you're out. You don't get played. So stick by social media. We will have much more as the day goes on. If anything big breaks, we'll break in with an emergency podcast if need be. Have a great day, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow.